Hey guys, Josh Henkin here, creator of the DVRT Ultimate Sandbag Training System. We're outside, we're going to show you how you can do an incredibly effective workout anywhere with your Ultimate Sandbags. Now, a lot of people see the heart rates and the calories that we are able to put out in a very short amount of time and go, are those real? And if so, how do you accomplish that? So today we're going to cover it with an exercise or a program that we like to look at as a way of combining different fitness qualities at once. So while we often say that load is not the primary factor, it's still a very important factor. So the weight that you're going to use in some of these exercises are going to be very important. So I'm going to tell you about what we use and what we recommend, and you can make it sort of relevant to what you have accessibility to and what you feel like your fitness level provides. So the first two exercises we're going to do are basically low rep exercises. We're going to try to create a lot of compression upon the body by holding the bag for duration. A lot of times these holding positions, people jump out of them or go too fast and lose a lot of the benefit. So let's go over a couple of the drills that we're going to do. First off, we're going to do is we have a strength bag here. Now typically when I do the workout, I'm going to use around an 80-pound strength bag. So for a lot of guys, if you're more fit, 70, 80 pounds works great. If you're kind of new to this, anywhere from 50 to 60 pounds may be appropriate. For women, you may find yourself using anywhere from 20 to 30 pounds. If you're more fit, you can go 40 to 50 pounds. What's also going to happen is you're probably going to jump the size of the bag. So for a lot of times, we're going to be using the strength bag. You can definitely use the power bag for this exercise. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the bag into what we call the clean position. Now there's two different positions. There's the front hold position, which a lot of people are familiar with, but there's also the clean position with more in my fists. Having the weight more in my fists is going to be changing my center of mass, making me do a little bit more work. So what I can do is I'm going to hold my shoulders down and back. I take a long stride forward, come down. I can take a 1-2 second pause, drive up. Go the same leg, down, 1, 2, and drive up. What the front load position does not only makes me compress my torso, makes my abs work hard, but it also makes it so that I can't lean and cheat during the exercise. So it's a really great drill. You're going to want to do 5 each side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to immediately go into a smaller Ultimate Sandbag. You're definitely going to want to use a lighter bag that you just use for your lunge, because we're going to do a lateral bag drag. For a lot of people, this is a great drill because we're going to engage, again, compression, but by body position. So what we're going to do is, again, a wide base, stay nice and tall, slowly drag the bag across, plant, slowly drag the bag across. You never want to use a weight that requires you to rotate through the exercise. So if it's too heavy, definitely lower the weight of your Ultimate Sandbag. That's why power packages work great. Women, you're probably going to use anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds. Guys, you can maybe use up to 30 pounds. Any more, we're going to change body position. So again, look at the tempo that I'm using. Across, plant, across. Again, we're going to try to do about 5 repetitions per side. We go back to the lunges, do 4 each side, back to the lateral bag drag, 4 each side, until we go to reach 1 each side. So ladders allow us to use heavier weights with lower repetitions, but we're still building upon more work. So instead of just doing 15 reps, which I probably couldn't do with an 80-pound bag, I accumulate 15 repetitions in about the same amount of time and get quality work done. So now we're going to move to our second series. Our second series, we're going to go focus again on a couple different drills using the bags. I'm going to keep the same weight that I used for my lunge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to power clean it again to the clean position. I like to use about an 80-pound bag again. I'll drop lunge now to my knee. Keeping my chest tall, my shoulders back. I'm going to drive up over my head, and then I'm going to slowly pull the weight back down. Drive up, and then when I pull the weight back down, I should feel the underarms pulling, not the shoulders shrugging. I want to use enough weight where I really feel challenged, but not so much where if I need to dump the weight, I can't. If you're going to need to dump the weight, try to dump it towards the inside like so. You're not going to be able to dump it forward or back. So then we're going to look at a exercise that we're going to do for our lower body again. And what we're going to do is basically a shoulder to side lunge. Now, which shoulder you go to is going to matter, because if I'm going to step out to the side, let's say to my right, I'm going to shoulder to my left, because if I go to my right, it's going to be a little more difficult. You can do it, but we're going to start towards the inside shoulder. So we're going to here, shoulder to back, drop out, come nice and low, back down to the ground. Shoulder, drop lunge, nice and deep, come back up. So you see the depth and range of motion that I'm able to achieve is what I want. In any lateral lunging, I want to try to achieve better range of motion, and I want more load. So if you're using 2 bags, start with a lighter bag and try to work with it. So I'm going to do 6 presses with 1 leg forward, 6 shoulder to side lunges, then I'm going to go back to 6 presses, but now with the opposite foot forward. 6 press, and then 6 shoulder to lunges with the other side. You're going to do each side anywhere from 2 to 3 times. Make sure to manage your fatigue appropriately. The last series we can now leave sort of to our interval series. So we're going to do 30 seconds on and 15 seconds off. So you can do this a lot of different ways. This is one of the ways that I prefer to do it because you can get a lot done in a short amount of time. So we can now take our strength bag, and at this point we may be a little bit more tired, so we're going to reduce the complexity a little bit. So we're getting into a staggered stance, shoulders back, and we're going to do high pulls from a staggered position. You want to make sure that your back heel does not drop to the ground. All the weight, or predominantly 80% of your weight, is through that front leg. So I want that leg working here. I'm going to do about 30 seconds on that side, rest for about 15 seconds. Then I'm going to go ahead and perform a drill with a smaller bag. I'm going to perform basically what we call a figure 8 or a front body circle, depends upon your level of ability. If you want to have a little bit more swing action, grab the neutral handles. If you want to have a little bit more control, grab the outside handles. That's why we have outside handles on the smaller bags. You don't need it on the bigger bags. So if I'm going to do a figure 8, it's a projection, and see how my feet pivot side to side. So all the motion is created by my hips. If that's too hard, you can keep the weight in front of your body and do a front body circle. And you're gonna work on still pivoting those feet. This is where a lighter bag goes a long ways in what you get out of the exercise. Now, what we can do is we're gonna continue this. We're basically, it's gonna be 30 seconds total. And then we're gonna come back to the bags and do a different drill. So now, a lot of people, they fatigue in basically holding that hinge position. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna do 30 seconds of rows, but at a fast up, slow pace. Fast up, slow pace, fast up, slow pace. I don't want you bouncing up and down. I want you fast, accelerate up, and slow coming down. Accelerate back up, slow going back down. Last thing we're gonna do is basically go into a front load carry. Now, we don't talk too much about carries. They don't make for a good video, but it's an excellent exercise. For example, parking the bag back up, we're gonna go for a walk. And when you walk, you wanna go from anywhere from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes. Start on the lighter side because I want you to keep your shoulders down and back. So when you walk, you're kind of unstable. So it's very important that we start in the right position first, in this case, a front load carry. A lot of people, they throw the bag on their shoulder, and what they do is they start walking like this, tweak their back. Worse, they go the bag on their back. Now they're trying to walk while they have compression upon their low back. It really causes a problem. So there's a lot of positions that you can use. You can use bear hug or front load are my recommendations. If you can use up to 2 minutes for your exercise, then you probably need to use a heavier bag. Once you're able to use a bag for guys of about 100 pounds, for ladies of about 60 pounds, in that front load position, then you're probably ready to go into that shoulder position. Don't rush this because it's a great exercise. It seems simple, but you can increase the challenge by weaving in through cones, changing up hills or downhills, or changing the distance that you're traveling. So this is your entire workout. You do this metabolic series anywhere from 3 to 4 rounds. The whole workout's probably going to take you no longer than 30 to 35 minutes. Stay focused, journal it. If you have questions, jump over to our fan page at Ultimate Sandbag Training on Facebook. You can drop in questions about this video, about how you're structuring this program. It's a great workout. You can see I can do this anywhere with only 2 Ultimate Sandbags and get a killer result.